Hey, everybody. Welcome inside the sit down. Ryan Mayer now joined by Jalen Mills, safety for the Philadelphia Eagles, now going into free agency this offseason. Jalen, thanks so much for taking some time. How you doing, man?
Man, doing great. Just training, getting my body prepared for, if not the Eagles, was every team, sign me in this free agency.
Now, I want you to take me back a little bit to this past season and just what was it like for you from your perspective, preparing, practicing, and also playing amidst the pandemic here in 2020? Obviously, a vastly different NFL season than any you've had previously in your career.
Yeah, it was definitely different. We're talking about the pandemic. As far as last year goes, our off season, we didn't have one. We had a virtual off season where I'm literally on a Zoom call just like this with my strength coach, and we were split up in certain groups, and I'm with like three other players, and like our coach is literally telling us or walking us through certain workouts or different things like that. Whether, on the other end of that, we were actually in the weight room, in a facility, I'm able to, go get a protein shake, or if I'm hungry, before the workout, I can go to the cafeteria. Like it was totally different. So, it was all right. We made it through.
Right.
Provides nowadays. So
Now, I want you to take me now through the team season. Obviously, this was a tough one for you guys over the course of the year. A lot of things in terms of injuries, and then obviously the quarterback controversy coming down the stretch between
yeah.
Carson and Jalen. But just from your perspective, what do you think were some of the biggest reasons for some of the struggles this year for you guys?
Yeah, I would say we definitely. I don't like to use. I don't like to have excuses, things like
No, of
that.
course, of course.
Yeah. I would definitely say the O line was very very beat up this
Yep.
year. And you can. I don't care who you are. You've seen it in the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes. You don't have your guys. They're your guys for a reason. The guys that protect your quarterback. If you don't have them, you don't have enough time to throw the ball. You're not going to be able to make the right throws and accurate throws. And then outside of that, I think also with that, it starts the off season. We didn't, like I said, it was virtual. You got free agents coming in, you have rookies coming in. You need to have that chemistry. You need to know where guys are going to be in certain spots. Guys need to learn where they need to be in certain spots in certain times. Both offense, defense, and special teams. So with that, I think those were the two biggest things. Um, and then as far as the quarterback situation goes, man, Philly, that media, bro, they're so tough. They're so tough. Like if you don't come to play each and every week, it's like to them, you could never have a bad game or a bad play.
Right.
Never. Right. And you gotta have tough skin to play in that city. And man, they were just it's anybody, any position, every position. They were going in on everybody. Of course, just the biggest thing that the media caught on to was the quarterback position.
Yeah, of course. And that's going to happen with any team in the NFL. The quarterback is going to get a majority of the attention, right or wrong, for the team's wins and for the team's struggles as well.
Yep.
So just as you look at the whole situation, and obviously there was the speculation and then trade of Carson to the Indianapolis Colts. Just now that you've had a little bit to sit back and look on how everything played out, what's your perspective on everything? And now that he's in Indianapolis with the Colts?
Um, well, with that being said, Carson was saying that he wanted to be traded. So it happened. You're seeing that happen more frequently with guys around this league the past 2-3 years. Teams are saying that guys want to be in a certain spot, and they're trading him. And I think with that being said, that's in any team scenario team function. We can even go from not playing football in any business
Yep.
area. Of course you're working virtually now, but you know, you have a team that you work with, and if somebody in your team was to say, I don't think I want to be here, what would your boss do? They're
Right.
gonna, you know. So I think that was the right move. You don't want people in places where they don't want to be. I was always taught that at a young age, don't be somewhere where nobody wants you, or if you don't want to be somewhere, exclude yourself from that situation. So I think that was the right move for the team.
Yeah, and that's a really good perspective to have on it. And it's one I think we lose a little bit, right, when we're looking at this league, because in some sense it is still the same kind of workplace that we all work in, right? If a guy doesn't want to necessarily be there, you don't want him to be there with you and pulling down the vibe of the team, but also for him, you want him to be in a place where he feels like he can be successful. So obviously a tough situation there, but one that, as you said, the team navigated and now is moving on from. So for you now, let's go as we look ahead here for you. Just what are you looking at in terms of this offseason? Where are you trying to improve the game? Because I know that's a continuous thing as you go throughout the career, just different areas that you want to try and pick up and progress on.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing now is that I've been focusing on, just from the simple fact of the multiple positions that I had to play last year going into free agency. I don't know if a team is going to want to use me the same way. So I think the biggest thing with me is making sure that my body is ready and prepared to take any type of physical or mental stress, because that's what it is at the end of the day. You be in the best shape of your life, physically and mentally. We play a game to where you're running full speed into another man, and you're seeing who's the fastest and who's the strongest. So I just have to be prepared for that. So that goes into my weightlifting, that goes into my training, that goes into I actually change my diet this off season. I'm going I've went pescatarian now.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just those type of things, making sure that to go.
And from that standpoint, you mentioned changing your diet. That's something that I've heard from various guys as they get a couple years on into the league, making little tweaks there in the nutrition. What was it that went into the decision for you to go pescatarian over what you were previously doing?
Yeah, I mean, what I was previously doing, I'll back up, just so, you can know and people can know. I wasn't eating fried food or anything like
Right.
that. Everything grilled and baked, but it was just like chicken, shrimp, steak, different things like that. And I've one of the guys that taught me a lot coming to this league was Malcolm Jenkins. I don't know how he does this, but he's vegan.
Yeah.
No way I could do that. But also a guy that I played with in college at LSU, who was on the team with me last year, was Duke Riley. He kind of put in my brain as far as he stopped eating red meat. And once he stopped eating red meat, he just felt a lot cleaner. He had less inflammation in his body. So just, those are two guys that, they're my friends, they're my brothers. So I heard that advice from them, and I'm just taking it, and of course, the older you get, it's just, you got to keep up with these young guys. So I just want to make sure my body is still working in tip top shape.
And you're feeling good off of coming in and making that changes. Have you noticed the same sort of changes that Duke was talking about?
Yeah, man, I have so much more energy, which is crazy because I'm a high energy guy by myself. So I have so much more energy as far as in my workouts. I like to take a lot of naps too throughout the day. I took that from college. But yeah, man, I feel a lot better, feel a lot cleaner for sure.
That's awesome. That's really awesome to hear that kind of change has you feeling better going into this offseason. And you mentioned those multiple positions. And obviously you were kind of a Swiss Army knife guy for the Eagles here over the course of your career, played corner, moved back to safety, moved back to corner over varying times, depending on what the team needed. Do you see that really as a selling point for you to other teams? Like, look, I can come in and I've proven that I can play these multiple positions so you can really use me however you need me or how you see me fitting into your system.
Yeah, 100%. When we're talking about me playing safety, how many, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but how many strong safeties in the league in the middle of a game can go play corner and stick these top receivers? At the end of the day, I did play corner my first 4 years, but I'm technically a safety now, so that's what I'm playing majority of the game. And it might be a split second to where we're going to the sideline and I haven't practiced corner all week, and my defense coordinator may come to me. He say, "Hey, we need you to go to corner." We had a lot of injuries in our secondary this year. We had some inexperience with a lot of younger guys. And that goes back to not having an off season for those guys, and the coaching staff trust me to, okay, Mills knows the system. He knows how we play this defense, and he can play it from safety spot to the corner spot to the nickel spot to the dime spot. And he's not a guy that we're going to have to worry about him not knowing what to do. So I think that also comes with trust and showing him that I can do that at practice as well.
For sure. And that kind of models you a little bit after the guy you were talking about before, in Malcolm Jenkins, because he's a guy that came into the league in that corner spot, moved back to safety, but you saw him at various times dropping down into the slot to cover a wide receiver there over the course of the game. Is that somebody you really tried to kind of model your game after as you went along?
Yeah, I wouldn't say so much model my game after Jink, but I definitely take a lot from Jink. As far as when he was with the Eagles, even when I was at corner, I had times where I'm like, I'll text him like, "Hey, bro, we got to be in the building at 7. Can we do a film session at 6? Like, I want to learn how you watch film." Or we'll be at practice. We're working on tackling. If I see I'm going over there to go catch the jugs and he's going over there to work on tackling, well, I'm like, okay, he's working on tackling. Like, I could do this later. Let me go work on this tackling with him. And just I always ask him questions. Even throughout this year. Asking him questions of how I can get better. What are different things that I can do? If he's caught a game because maybe they played at 1 and we was a primetime game. Maybe he would just shoot me a text like, "Hey, I see you did this, like, but you can do this better." So I mean, that's my guy. That's my dude. He always, is willing to help me, and I respect that out of him for sure.
That's an awesome relationship to have a mentor like that in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And now take me off the field a little bit, because I know you're a guy that is multifaceted and interested in plenty of things away from football. So just what's the biggest interest for you? Where are you kind of spending your time when you're away from the facility and away from football?
Yeah, for the most part, I'm at home. I'm a homebody, man. I'm from the South. I have two cane corsos. I don't know if you know what those are.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, they're Italian Masters.
Okay.
My dog is probably 140 pounds. My girl dog is probably 120 pounds. I have a French bulldog as well, and then we have a odd mix with a Siberian Husky as well. So I'm usually either walking them or playing with them. Outside of that, playing a video game, just resting, man. I do a lot of downtime, watching Netflix, just things like that.
What's the video game of choice? Is it NBA 2K? Is it Madden? What do we got in the system right now?
I recently bought a PC,
Okay.
so I've been playing a lot of Fortnite lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to start streaming. I see a lot of guys that are streaming now, so I'm definitely gonna start streaming.
Okay.
See what I got for my skills out there.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And another way to kind of connect also with other players, but with fans as well, if you're going to start streaming through Twitch and everything like that. So also, I know you're a fashion guy as well. So take me into that. Where did that interest really start for you? And what are you trying to do with that now as you continue to have those things outside of football that you're working on?
Yeah. I mean, I love clothes, man. I always did. And I think this is me bagging up from my younger days. I grew up in a single parent home with my mother and my brother. I have an older brother. So my mom did the best that she could as far as stuff that we got. You know, I can't say I had the worst, possible, case, but it wasn't the best. So when I got an opportunity in college, college athletes would get stipends here and there. So I was able to, buy shoes. I got to the shoe thing. And then, of course, clothes here and there. And then actually, once I got into the league, my rookie year, we had some pretty stylish guys on our team. When we're talking about guys like Malcolm Jenkins, he has the suit. Another guy would be Rodney McLeod. We had a couple big guys, Brandon Brooks. You just see guys as a young player on game day. They're coming in, whether it's an away game and they're having a suit on, or it's a home game and they just coming in there and they're swaggy. You know what I mean? And it's like with me, I'm a competitive guy already, so I'm
of course.
I can't let these guys outdo me, but it's also a thing to where it's like, all right, this is the lifestyle that I live now. It's, you have to be presentable. You have to be, if I am on camera after the game, whether it's a home game or an away game, I have to have on something that I'm representing myself. I'm promoting myself through how I look. And, that was kind of got me more into the fashion sense to where I'm like, okay, I need to start dressing a little better.
Now, do you want to get into that side of the industry as well, whether it be not necessarily your own clothing line, or maybe that's the case too, but getting into more and more of the fashion, menswear, that sort of area?
Yeah, man, I actually have my own clothing line right now. It was called Moody Set. I have a business partner too as well. He's one of my best friends. We end up stopping it and delaying it just because I want to focus a little bit more on the season this year. But we are in the works with something.
Cool.
Might be dropping around March, May, one of those areas, between those two areas. But yeah, man, like I said, I have my own clothing line, Moody Set, and it should be pretty good. I hope everybody likes it when it comes out.
All right, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for that as we get closer here, and keeping
Yeah,
a
man.
watch out for that announcement. So, you said you're a competitive guy. I have to ask, who's got the best fit on the team this past? Who was the best dresser?
Come on now.
It was you. All right. I had to ask, man. I had to ask. You mentioned some of those guys that they're bringing some good fits to the game on game day. So just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I got you.
So the final thing before I get you out of here, just obviously you don't necessarily know whether you'll be back in Philadelphia or if you'll be somewhere else, but just when you look at this offseason, your first time going into free agency as an NFL player here, just what are you looking for? What kind of team interests you from the standpoint of, that's the type of organization that I want to play for?
Yeah, well, actually, this is my second time going to agency. But I think as far as what am I looking for, I would say a team to just utilize me. We just talked about it earlier. I'm a guy who can do everything. I can cover, I can tackle, I can blitz. I can disguise, I can play on the D line and do a stunt or whatever it may be and drop out in coverage, whatever it may be. I just wanted a team to utilize me because I'm here to try to win a Super Bowl. I had that feeling before my second year in the league. And like I said, regardless of whatever team I'm going to, that's my mindset that I'm coming to when I come into the building. Like, I'm here to win a Super Bowl. I'm here to help this organization win a Super Bowl, and not 2-3 years coming in. Like, I'm trying to help this organization win a Super Bowl now. So whatever it may be, whatever I have to do, I mean, I'm willing to do it. Like, I'm here to put everything on the line for the team.
For sure, man. For sure. And thank you so much for taking some time. I appreciate it. Good luck to you this offseason. And
thank you, man.
We'll see you where you end up. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you.